Hi, I'm Reen from Embroidery Garden, and today I'll be working in the Hoop Designer software showing you how to take a built-in tag template and turn it into an adorable monogram baby sign. We're going to be starting with a built-in tag template. So in the upper left, let's click on the In the Hoop wizard, which is the little hat. It opens up the wizard, and now under template, we can open the template we're going to be using. I'm going to drop down to tags, and I'm going to select tag number 8. Click OK, and it puts it into the wizard. The first thing I can do is I can change the size. I changed the size to 5.99 so that it fits into my 6x10 hoop. I'm going to take this cupcake design and change it. I'm going to be using a built-in design, so I'm going to go to the library. If I wanted to bring in a custom design or a design that I have already on my computer, I would click Custom. I'm going to go ahead and click Library, and then I'm going to drop down to Floral Decor, and I'm going to choose Spray number 3 and click OK. Click OK again, and you can see that the design changed. I will be adding a monogram to my tag, but I don't need the happy birthday lettering. I'm going to select happy, and I'm going to type in a capital M or whatever initial you would want to use. I'm going to go ahead and leave birthday on there, as I can delete that once I get it on the screen. How will you stitch out your tag when it's finished? You can follow the instructions that are built into the software. There are step-by-step instructions for making this type of double-sided tag right inside the software that you can either print or you can just open up and follow along on your computer. I'm going to go ahead and click Apply to apply the changes that I made. And now I'm going to click OK to bring it onto the screen. Making those few changes that I made inside of the In the Hoop wizard, if you look over in the sequence window at the lower right, you can see that all of the steps stayed in the same order, which is very important in the Hoop designs. So let's do a little more customizing. I know that I'm not going to be using this eyelet, so I'm going to just click it and hit the delete key. I won't be using birthday, so I'm going to click it and hit the delete key. I'm going to start with my letter M, and I'm going to use the rotate left key at the top of the screen to get it upright. When I click it and choose it, I can go into the upper right, click the text tool, which is that letter A, and now I can do some customization. For my sample, I use the drop-down menu and change the font style to interlocking. I also changed the height of it and made it 3 inches. So I'll go ahead and click Apply. I can right-click on the ruler here while my letter is selected and choose Center Origin, and it will put it in the middle. I'm going to grab my little floral spray that I brought in, and I'll put it underneath the M. Now I added one on top of the M also, so while it's selected, I'm going to hit Copy, Paste, and then I'm going to flip it. And I'll bring it up here towards the top of the M. And now to get these 3 items aligned, I will select each of them by holding down the Shift key and just clicking on them. I'm going to come up to the top menu and choose Horizontal Center Align, and when I click it, it's going to move everything so it is in a straight line. Now, while all 3 of these pieces are selected, I'm going to drop down to the top ruler, right-click, and Center Origin, and that will put these 3 items into the center of the tag. I also added a couple of bows. I'm going to go up to the Designs folder, click on it, and I drop down to Floral Decor, And this time I chose Swag 19 and click OK. And it brings it into the center of the screen. I'm just going to move it off to the side here. Now this design is grouped together. I'm not going to be using the leaves of the design. So over in the sequence window where it says group, I'm going to right click and ungroup it. I do not want those leaves, so I'm going to click on them, hit delete. And this outline that you see, this is the artwork behind the design. So I'm just going to click on it and click delete. Now my bow, I'm going to select everything because I ungrouped that design. I'm going to group the bow back together. So while it's selected, I can right click and click group. This allows me to take my bow and move it all in one piece. So I added a bow onto either side of the M. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, so I just grabbed one of the corner nodes and drug it out to the size I wanted it to be. With it selected, you could also go into the upper right and click the transform icon to set a size. I made mine 2 inches, so I just enter 2 on the height and hit apply. I'm just going to kind of put it in place where I want it to be. Then I'm going to go up to the top menu and click copy, paste, and then the mirror key. I'm going to move it to the other side of the M, kind of get it in the same place as I had the other one, but to make sure they're even, I will select both, and then I'm going to use the align top. And now I can move these kind of where I want them to be. I could also, while they were both selected, go back up to the ruler along the top, right click, center origin, put them a little bit high. So I'm going to hold down my control key and arrow down and just move them to where I want them to be. And that looks good to me. Since the bows were something that I added to the design, if you look over in the sequence window in the lower right, you can see that they are now stitching last. I'm going to select both of them and I'm going to move them up so that they are by the initial and by the 2 floral swags, because the bows would need to stitch at the same time that those elements stitch. The next thing I did was to change the background quilting. You can click on the quilting to select it, and it opens up the fill window. You can use the drop-down arrow on fill type, and you can select any of these different types of fill to change the background. You could turn it into a motif, then you would come down by pattern, and then you could select any pattern. I'll just select something very quickly to show you. You can change the pattern length and click apply. And you can play around with the pattern length number, and you can play around with the different fills that they have. What I did was to create some straight lines to be my background quilting. That's not an option in any of the fill types, so I created it myself using the drawing tool. To create this custom straight line quilting, I'm going to go up to the artwork tool, use the drop-down menu, and select the pin. Over in a clear space on the screen, I'm going to left click, release, and then bring the line down. If I hold down my shift key, the line will become straight. You can see the little rectangle that's giving me the length as I move the cursor down the page. Now we know that my design that I created, my tag, I sized it to 5.99 inches. I don't need my line to be that long, so I'm probably going to make it about 5.7. Left click, right click to end that line. Now this is just a drawing, it's just a line that I drew. It is not stitching at this time. If I right click while it's selected, I can convert it to a run. Now I want my straight lines to go across my tag, and to get them perfectly spaced out, I'll use the repeat tool. Click on the repeat icon and it opens up the properties window. The number of lines across, I'm going to change it to 10. The number of lines down, I only want 1. I want my lines to be spaced 1/2 inch apart, so I'm going to put in 0.5. I'll click apply so I can see it in the preview window. You can also see here above where it says apply, the final size. So the final size of my lines that I just created is going to be 4.5 inches wide by 5.69, which is great. I'll click OK, and it puts them on the screen. I'm going to go ahead while they're all selected, and I'm going to right-click on that ruler to center them over the design. The first thing I want you to notice is down in the sequence window in the bottom right, since I added this, it stitches last. This is going to be quilting, so I'm just going to select it and move it up to where the other quilting was, the original quilting in the design. I'm going to select that original quilting, hit delete to delete it. I come down to the color palette at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to right click on one of the colors. Now you can see that it changed the color. One thing I want you to notice, let me zoom in a little bit. Do you see these dotted lines going after every of my quilted lines here? These are jump stitches. So let's zoom back out again. So to make it where it's not going to stitch a line from the top to the bottom, jump back to the top of the next line, go to the bottom, jump back to the top of the next line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select every other line. So I'm going to click on it, hold down the control key, and choose every other line. When I have that done, I'm going to come up to the top and click the flip button. And if you can see, all of those dotted lines, all of those jumps are gone. Down here at the bottom, let me zoom in here, you can see there's going to be a jump when this line stitches down. It's going to tie off, jump over to start stitching this line going up, and the same thing across, down, up, etc. These lines that you see at the in between these hills of the scallop stitch, they're going to be jumped so they can easily be trimmed. The last thing I'm going to need are buttonholes, so I can use those to hang my sign by ribbon. I'm going to go to the top menu bar, click on the buttonhole icon, use the drop-down menu, click select, and I can choose any of the buttonholes that I want. I'm going to just choose a standard buttonhole. I think I like this one. Click OK. Come up to the approximate area that I want it to be and just left click, and it puts my buttonhole there. I'm going to select it. I'll move it down to where I want it to be, and then I'm going to hit copy, paste, move the one to the other side, and to make sure that these are even, I will select both of them by holding down the shift key, and then I'm going to align them at the top. All right, so basically my design is done. I'm going to go in now and do a little bit of color changing. Go ahead now and change some of the colors in the design. When I stitched my design out, I based my colors on the colors that are in the floral swags. What I personally like to do is come over at the bottom right, and you're going to see this minus, and this will remove all unused colors from the bottom palette. If I want to change the outside satin stitch, select it, and then I'm just going to come down and right click on one of the colors in the color palette. I also made my buttonholes be the same color. The two bows, I'll select both of them and I chose one of the other colors from the palette. And then for my letter M, I actually made it be a dark brown. On an empty space, right click on an empty space in the color palette, add a color. It added a rose color that I don't want to use, so I'm just going to left click on it. It opens up your thread. I'll pick a dark brown, click OK, and now right click so that it will change the color of that M. And basically, this is how I created the Monogram baby sign from that birthday tag that is built in that we started with. The last thing you want to do is double check your sewing sequence, so up to slow redraw. And I can just click to make it start. It's doing our placement onto our water-soluble stabilizer. I put down a piece of Peltex actually, and a piece of fabric on top of that. It stitched it down. I did not trim yet at this point. Now it's going to do the quilting. I'll speed this up a little bit. It'll do my letter. It'll do my bows. It'll do the flower swags. Now I go to the back side of the hoop after this swag is done, and I put a piece of fabric on the back side. It gets tacked down, and then at this point is when I like to trim. Then after it's trimmed, then I put a bobbin with matching thread in, and we'll do that final satin stitch and those buttonholes. And that's how I created the Monogram baby sign from the built-in tag template.